Good morning, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. What makes you think you can is the title of my presentation today. What makes you think you can? Initially, I was caught off guard when I was asked that question, but the more I thought about it, I thought, wait a minute, that's a great question. What makes me think I can? Henry Ford said, and I quote, "Whether you think you can or think you can, you are definitely correct," end of quote. And I found that in the last 25 years of consulting success strategies, that has been the case. Whether you think you can or think you can't, it will come to fruition in the same manner that you think. I've recently been reading a book called 10 Times is Easier Than 2 Times. It's co-authored by my business coach, Dan Sullivan of The Strategic Coach, and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And it's a very interesting book. Talks about how making something happen in your business 10 times as big, 10 times as expansive, whether it's sales, net income, results, whatever measure you want to do, or for that matter, anything in life, doing a 10 times improvement is easier, they claim, than a 2 times. Now that may sound kind of counterintuitive, but here's the thought. Think about this. If you're trying to double something, just increase it 2 times, there are probably 10 to 12 different ways you can do it. So your rate of progress could actually be slowed because you're meandering back and forth between those 10 or 12 different methods. If you're going to do something, improve something 10 times, I can assure you, as the authors point out, there's probably only 1 or 2 ways to do that, and you will need to get totally focused on it. So we need to maintain 100 to 120% focus. Stay right on that to get the 10 times results. In other words, think about your business, your life, and I'm thinking about this too. We must eliminate any tasks that are out of alignment with the new goal of going 10 times, whatever objective you're trying to increase 10 times. It doesn't mean that you don't do those things. So if you're a dairy operation, for example, you may not want to be the one out there raking free stalls. Totally understand that. Find somebody in your organization or add somebody to your organization that takes great pride. Show them the benefits of doing so, the improved herd health, improved milk quality, improved cow comfort, and the great financial results that will be derived from that activity. It doesn't mean we don't do those tasks. We find someone who does. Now, so many people, when they're talking about their business, they're, well, if I don't want to do it, who's going to want to do that? You may be surprised. Don't conclude that just because you don't want to do it, someone else may not want to. The key is for you to go 10 times on whatever measurement you're trying to improve in your business or your life. You have to think about it, like Michelangelo created a 17-foot Hercules statue. It started with a big block of marble, and at 17 feet, it had to be a big chunk of marble, I would say. But what he did was he stayed focused, followed the key of chipping away what he called unnecessary marble. And eventually he got to the figurine that still exists today. Same with your business. It may not be you that does the task, but it probably still needs to be done. Just don't conclude that someone else won't do it and thrive in that area, for example, to take the responsibility. One such task that I'd like to talk about is cash flow analysis. People get tired of it, especially in down times as we're going through in the dairy industry in this year. But as I talked about in the last video that I did, video and blog, I talked about what we've introduced now, the Success Strategies Advantage program. We created the Success Strategies Advantage program for one reason, to help people get better control over their cash flow of their dairy operations. Essentially, what you have to do is input about 20 numbers related to your loans, monthly payments, interest rates, and your feed inventory, and then you will take a couple dozen actual numbers, whether it's labor, feed costs, no, the feed costs are calculated for you, labor, supplies, repairs and maintenance, costs like that, and you'll put in what your actual year-to-date is based on the number of days that you plug in at the top, year-to-date. Like for June, it'd be 181 days year-to-date. And you put the actual numbers in that are in your QuickBooks or other accounting program, whatever you use, and the net result will be you'll get 5 things. Number 1, you will get a year-to-date cash flow comparison that compares your actual results year-to-date to those of the regional averages for your part of the country. Number 2, it'll show you very clearly where you're over or under budget. Big advantage to that is knowing where you can focus in and try to make improvements. Number 3, it'll show you your break-even levels. This can be very useful for the Dairy Revenue Protection Program or the Dairy Margin Coverage Program to make use of those to set your price levels. Number 4, it'll prepare you better to talk with your team, whether it's your vet, nutritionist, financial advisor, or even your banker. It'll give you better information to give you a focused scope of what's going on in your operation. And finally, number 5, it will give you solid information to share with your banker. It is not a replacement for CPA prepared financial statements, which are wonderful tools, especially as you're trying to get better financing. But it will show your current year-to-date performance and how you compare to others in your region, and it will help you to focus, to hone in on the future changes you want to make in your business, which may require additional financing from your banker. Robert Noyce, the co-founder of Intel Corporation, said this, and I quote, "Knowledge is power. Knowledge shared is power multiplied." End of quote. I want to thank you for listening today. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. Thank you very much.